We are going to create a form that you can use to have your students take a test in your classrooms that later can be graded as well. First thing you need to do is sign into Google, and then you will use the navigation apps, the apps right here, in order to find the drive. And you're going to click the drive, which will open, and you're going to see this red button which will say either new or create. Mine says new. You're going to click it on and scroll through the menu until you find Forms or just simply Google Forms, and you're going to click it on. And that's going to open a form for you that you're going to use to create your test. So here, we're going to do a few things before we actually start creating the test. Most important, I usually uncheck this if it's a possibility that somebody outside of our Google domain, which is this, mpspk12.org, is going to be signing in. And then I'm going to scroll through and read what I need here and decide if I want to use one of these. This has only one response per person required. That way kids can't take multiple tests. Shuffle question order is not one that I would want you to check off, because you can move questions that you want to put in different places to shuffle the order on your own very easily. That one can be tricky and mess up your entire test. The next thing I want you to do is go to the bottom. And at this point, I would suggest clicking Allow Responders to edit their responses after submitting. In case they make a mistake, they can fix it. And then I want you to click Send Form. And here, this is where you can invite collaborators. So somebody outside of our school could actually, outside of you, could actually collaborate on the document with you. So two teachers could create a test together. This is just the title box, and I'm including my title because it makes you do that before you can do anything else. And then it will open this box, and this is a really important box. You want to change the privacy of your form to anyone with the link, or public, or people only in the Mashpee Public Schools. But if you don't change it, it's going to stay only as you can see it, and that's not a good idea if you want other people to actually take your test. And then click Done. So you want to take care of those things first and then create your test. So we have our title. This is a section that's used to give directions. So here, please complete the entire test. So it's my directions to my students. And then I can go ahead and start my questions. And the first thing you should do is ask your students to please include their first and last name. You want to have that in the test, so when you go to the results, you know who's got what results. And then we want to change that from multiple choice to text, so students can just add in their answer. And I want to make this required for them to answer. I could be done at this point, but clearly I'm not. I need questions, so I'm going to add this in. And here, I'm going to include a couple of questions. What are our school's colors? Now I'm going to make this multiple choice, keep it there, and here's my first option, red and green, blue and yellow, and I'm just hovering over it, or I can add other, or blue and white. And I want to make this a required question for my students to answer as well. And I'm going to add another item. Which local team is playing in the Super Bowl? The help text will just help the students answer the question. I don't need that. Again, I'm going to keep it as multiple choice and put in Bruins, Red Sox, Patriots, or Celtics. And I'm going to scroll down a little bit. I'm not going to add another item. You can see how light that is. It won't show up. I'm going to also make this a required question. And then I think I'm done. So I'm going to click done. As I read through, I know that, gee, I'd really like to have this question as my first question. So all I'm doing is I'm picking up, let me complete that. I opened it up. But I'm going to use my mouse to drag and move my question. So I'm just holding down my mouse and I'm moving the question. So the school colors will come second and Super Bowl will become first. So it's just a simple process of moving the questions. Once your form is the way you want it as far as the questions go, this is where you can do some changes. You can change a theme, and there are options here along this navigation bar that you can choose from. And I'm going to choose this basic one, but then I'm going to customize. So I can actually add some colors, and you'll see some changes. That's really too blue, so I might lighten it up. I could even do my border in another color, so you can kind of see a very light color there. I could even add an image to the background if I wanted. So it gives you some options to play around with by customizing it, or you can choose some of the templates that are there. And then you can view your live form, so you'll see how it looks, and if you're satisfied, you're done. But then you can click on this, View Responses, and this is where you're going to gather your data. Google makes you an automatic spreadsheet with the forms that you create in order to collect the data immediately for you. And that's your form. You can go ahead and send it out and have someone take it for you.